Alright, how you doing? It's a gorgeous day. I'm taking the day off. Well, my day off didn't go quite according to plan. The idea was that I was just gonna crash out and try and get some sleep. 4 hours or less is really starting to grind, and I'm having a hard time staying up and awake. But I'm also struggling to stay asleep. So today the plan was to just crash out, just lay down, just rest. No computers, no nothing, just rest. As I say, that didn't go as planned. I made a few calls and just said to folks, look, I'm not going to be about. You're not going to see any sign of me being about. So, just know that I'm not available. Everything's all right. I'm just taking a day off because I feel like death warmed up. Still had a few calls though. Didn't manage to sleep a wink. I just generally feel terrible. Just my head is pounding, lungs and chest hurt, my throat hurts, my stomach feels like someone is just trying to push their fingers in. Every time I eat, the pain gets worse or I want to throw up. If I drink, same. Dizzy spells, cough and fits, my skin is on fire. Like, when you put on like vapor rub, like when you have trouble breathing, you can get like a whatever to put over so you can kind of breathe easier. Kind of feels like that, turned up. Everything just kind of, just feels like things are crawling under my skin and it just burns and it's uncomfortable. Dizzy. So dizzy. And I've been told I've got to cut the dark humour out because it's not funny. But that said, I have been a tad worried because I promised everyone, I was like, look, if this keeps up, I will go to the doctors. I'll go to the hospital, but not until, everyone's like, yeah, good. And I said, no, not until June. And they're like, what? I was like, yeah, I've got some stuff to do. It's not too big of a deal. It's like, that's ages away. You're talking over a month. I'm like, it's fine. Like, it's not like I'm going to be able to just, waddle my way to the hospital. So it's not that big of a deal, right? I've got stuff to do. I can't get to the hospital. I'm not going to call an ambulance. I'm not going to waste my time or money on a taxi. I don't have a particularly grand relationship with doctors or the NHS. So just our survey says no. That said, the worry comes in because the last time I did something like this, I almost lost my leg. If I'd have left it a few more days, they'd have had to have amputated my leg. So, not allowed to joke. But this really does feel shitty. And I'm genuinely sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. And I'd normally power through pretty well, but it's proven to be difficult. And I don't like other people picking up the slack for me. And I'm not usually this sick this often, where I just can't get stuff done. So it's really getting annoying. The day hasn't been a total wash, though. The wife upgraded her car. Her bike. Put a seat on it. She assures me it was made in China However, the eagle-eyed may have noticed that there's some handlebars by the behind the main seats and in front of the rear seat. But that seems like a safety thing to me, and, well, don't know how folks in China ride push bikes, motorcycles and all that. Kind of like the folk in India, safety isn't really a thing. Like, just, no. I mean, in India, the groove is like, you could see a moped or a push bike with a big old wardrobe and a grandfather clock bungee strapped to the back. And that's normal. And I love it. It's not safe, but I love it, because that's the thing with, like, for people who live in countries that aren't like the UK, Europe, America, that kind of stuff, that groove. Everywhere else is like, where there's a will, there's a way. I ain't gonna let the idea that all I have is a push bike stop me from moving 3 mansions and a cow and an elephant and a boat over there. You know? Just get it done. Just get it done. I don't care how it gets done, it just gets done. Safety be damned. Fantastic. But there's safety involved here, I think. I assume. Maybe it's just there to look safe, but it's there. I also finally got to watch that documentary about 3 Mile Island. I believe it's on Netflix, and it's the first few episodes were basically about the meltdown of 3 Mile Island, the accident. 3 Mile Island is a nuclear facility in the States, and the first couple of episodes are about the accident itself, and then the last 3 episodes are of the cover-up of it, or that there was just so much going on, and it turned out that corners were cut in the development and construction of the plant, and that the people who had built it were like, no, we have to protect our investment, or that they were doing critical maintenance when the plant was running at 100%, and information coming out like, is this a big deal? Nah, it's not a big deal. Was this dangerous? Nah, not at all. As they're irradiating thousands of people in the area, it was neat, and to the lengths that some people had to go to get the truth out there, kind of thing. There was a paper trail. They were just doing a reasonable job of covering it up. You know, it was really the cleanup that caused it all to be kind of brought out, because there's a bit where basically the chap's like, look, they've asked me to come in to clean up. I've worked with some of the top, nuclear guys in the Navy. And note that the Navy have nuclear submarines. What was his name? Rickover, I think. Admiral, General. I don't remember his title. Very disrespectful. But he basically created one of the safest nuclear reactors ever. Trouble was, it's also incredibly expensive. One of the chaps of 3 Mile Island, who was sent there to clean up, he kind of worked under Rickover, and was like, I just the groove that we get from Rickover is that you take responsibility, and I was seeing all this stuff, and I just couldn't sign off on this. So every time we tried to say this has to be done, companies and that were saying, no, we couldn't do it that way. They just weren't budging. They were really fighting about it. And so they ended up kind of going up to the fighting kind of the nuclear regulatory, I don't remember what the fuck the acronym is. Basically everyone involved, he was like, no, corners are being cut. You can't cut corners in nuclear safety. But here's the trick. It's all that greed, isn't it? Whenever there's profit, there is greed. And you've got to take out profit from everything if you want it done right, and you want it done safe, and you want it that way all the time. As soon as money comes into it, people are going to start skinning from the top and the sides to try and line their pockets. It's just human nature, I'm afraid. But that was a really good one, which then reminded me of a podcast that I was listening to, featuring, is it Lindsey Graham from Wondery, American Scandal. They have a 3 Mile Island series on that. You can get it on like Spotify and Apple Music and that kind of stuff as part of the Wondery series of podcasts. I like Lindsey Graham's stuff because he does History Daily, American History Tellers, and American Scandal. They're the ones that I've listened to that he's done. And I found those through Real Dictators on Noiser Podcasts. And they did Real Narcos and stuff like that. Fantastic podcast, really well produced. But yeah, the 3 Mile Island one is really, really nicely done. So I managed to listen to that today as well. Fantastic. I would totally recommend watching the Netflix show and potentially checking out that podcast. It's really cool. I do like the old the nuclear, the stuff, but it's well above my pay grade. It's well above my pay grade. I've read quite a lot of books on nuclear technology and all that, but just it's I am but a peanut-brained human being in comparison to some of these people. The wife has kept the children entertained. Her and the little one made a crown. I guess it's the Queen's Jubilee, something like that. I don't know. I originally thought it would have been for me because it's based on my crown being a king, but I wasn't being rewarded with a new crown. It is literally something to do with Liz. I'll have to call her up later. Don't worry, it's a random nerds thing. It's not. Don't have to get it. I'll call her later, Liz. But yeah, she the wife, bless her, has she kept the kids entertained today whilst I've been the big list man has been writing stories and playing his Street Fighters and stuff, and the youngest was playing Terraria with the wife and making crowns. I think that is my day. I've just been handed a sandwich and a pasty, and I'm going to try and nom that down without getting too... Well, I can't control how unwell I'm going to feel, but it looks delicious. But my stomach hurts so much. I just want to go back to bed. I only literally got up to make everyone dinner. That's it. Like I got up and I made like lasagnas and pizzas and stuff like that for everyone. Just I try to be useful, but I hate feeling like everyone is just carrying me because I'm sick. I don't like the idea of being carried. It's usually my job to pick up the slack. I don't like other people doing it for me. I feel so fucking useless. Saw my mum, and bless her, she even come round, she found out that I weren't feeling well again, and she bought me loads of like Lucasade and that. And yeah, thank you. I promise I'll try and get better soon because this is ridiculous, and I'm sorry for holding everyone back. I've got some news from a mate. He's had some bad news, so I want to try and get some sleep tonight. On the grounds that I'll probably be on the phone a wee bit tomorrow. So, sorry. Hope you're well. I'll see you all with a bit of luck in the next one.